Hello, everybody. How's it going out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to my YouTube, Rumble, X channels. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today to talk about a very, very special astrological transit that we are currently in and that we will be in for a lot of the rest of the year, and that is the Pluto retrograde in Aquarius and Capricorn of this year, so our annual Pluto retrograde. So I'm going to get into that with you guys. Hello to everyone in the live chat. Very nice to see you guys here. Hi, Tim. Thank you for joining. Hi, Diane. Thank you for joining. Nikki, nice to see you here too. So yeah, before we get into it, I just want to mention, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channels. And if you really enjoy this content, leave a comment below because that helps my channels to grow. And also, I do offer personal astrology consultations that are available at the link in the description box of this video over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. And also, my husband Jens and I are going to be hosting a Sacred England retreat this July of 2024 that's almost sold out. I think we have just 2 spots left, if I'm not mistaken. So if you'd like to join Jens, myself, and other like-minded soul family in a 9-day journey to different sacred sites all over Southern England. It's going to be absolutely magical. We're going to do daily ceremonies, meditations, teachings. So yeah, if you guys are interested, you want to learn more, link is also in the description box of this video. So yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling. I am filming this Pluto retrograde video in May of 2024, which just happens to be the lightest, most positive, lucky, optimistic month of the year. So what better month that's, the positive month of the year than to talk about this Pluto retrograde, which is going to be really, really freaking intense, which I feel like we're not going to really feel the energy of it intensely until we get to June, July, once we're out of this very positive May of 2024, which is so positive because we're having 2 beautiful lunations, a very beautiful and well aspected new moon in Taurus, full moon in Sagittarius, Sun conjunct Jupiter, what else? Uranus Cazimi, Venus conjunct Jupiter. So a lot of very positive things that I feel like are counterbalancing the fact that Pluto has started this retrograde, which is not a normal retrograde, as I'm going to get into it with you guys. Hi, Tracy. Tracy is here. She says, I was born when Pluto was retrograde. Interesting. A lot of people would have been born with Pluto retrograde because Pluto goes retrograde once a year for 6 months. So half of the time that we're alive, Pluto is actually retrograde. Okay. But this is not a normal retrograde at all of Pluto because this is the last time in our lives during this Pluto retrograde that Pluto is going back into the sign of Capricorn, which is really, really freaking intense. So this is intense because Pluto is what we call in astrology a malefic planet. Okay, Pluto is kind of like one of the malefics, one of the villains in Western astrology. Mars, Saturn, and Pluto are the malefics. And Capricorn is a malefic sign. Okay, so Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn are considered to be malefic signs. Now, if you are one of those signs, it doesn't mean that you're evil, okay? Or if you have a lot of influence of one of the malefics in your chart, doesn't mean you're necessarily evil, but it is a very, very intense energy. And when we have Pluto in Capricorn, it gives power to actually the dark side of life, but also exposes them at the same time. So it's a very interesting energy that I'm going to get into with you guys. So it's Pluto, a malefic planet in a malefic sign, and we can very much look forward to on November 19th, 2024, Pluto is going to go direct in Aquarius and will be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. We will never have Pluto in Capricorn again in our lives. And, Pluto will be in Aquarius for 20 years, which I think is going to be a lot lighter of a frequency than what we've been going through with Pluto in Capricorn. So it is a super, super intense transit. And retrogrades, as you may know, are when planets from our Earth's perspective look like they're moving backwards, but they're not actually moving backwards. They're stationary and kind of like moving in a circle from where they are, but they're not going actually backwards. So when a planet goes retrograde and it stations and it moves in a circle where it's at, it actually comes closer to Earth, and we can feel a planet's influence stronger actually when it's retrograde compared to when it is direct. And this Pluto retrograde is going to be in Aquarius until September 1st, 2024, which then Pluto will go back for the last time into 29 degrees of Capricorn. And we're going to have Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So the last time Pluto in Cap, from September 1st to November 19th. Okay. So this is going to be a very intense period for the collective, having Pluto, the planet of death, transformation, rebirth, regeneration, renewal, intensity, power, the hidden side of life, secrets, the dark arts, the underworld, hidden money, destruction, and crisis in Capricorn, which is all about the structures and systems of our life, our governments, our leaders, the highest levels of authority and responsibility and structures in our life. So Pluto being the destroyer and the transformer in Capricorn for the very last time in over 240 years, because Pluto's zodiac revolution is over 240 years, we're going to see, I'm hearing psychically the song, The Final Countdown. You guys know that song from Europe, The Final Countdown. This is going to be the finale of this transit, and it is going to be very, very intense. Okay. So let me know if you guys have maybe already started feeling it since Pluto went retrograde on May 2nd. But again, I think we're going to feel it more as we get into June, July, when we're out of this really light and positive frequency of May. So for the whole collective, I'm calling this the final dying breath of the old power structure. So that's the good news. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be very, very intense. Okay. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, particularly from September 1st to November 19th. That is going to be probably one of the most intense periods of our lives. And we're going to talk a little bit about what areas of life exactly are going to be intense. How exactly might this manifest? But the good news is Pluto, yes, he rules the dark side of life. Yes, he rules the hidden side of life, but he is all about cleansing toxicity. Okay. So toxicity is being cleansed in our personal lives and in our collective lives big time. That old power structure that we've been under the power and the control and the mind control of is dying. Okay. And it may be fully dead by the end of this Pluto and Capricorn transit. We're going to see, but it's definitely in the process of dying and losing its power. Okay. So I can't say enough how intense of a period this is going to be, but particularly, again, September 1st to November 19th. So we're going to see major destruction in the areas of life that Capricorn rules, because this is Pluto only going back to 29 degrees. Pluto will not go to 28, 27. He's staying at 29 degrees from September 1st to November 19th. And 29 degrees is the last degree in Western astrology, and we call it the anaretic degree. It's a critical degree, and it's very much about completion. It can be even associated with crisis, a crisis of faith, something coming to a major ending point. And when I say crisis, you guys, I'm not trying to promote fear or, drama. Sometimes we have to go through a breakdown, a crisis, to realize that there's toxicity in our life to then be able to cleanse it out. So that is what we were going through. Nikki says, be so nice to fully get rid of Castro. Yes, I think that is something that we are going to be seeing very, very soon. And there's actually several different astrological transits. I should probably do an update video on Justin Castro in the near future, denoting, and that's part of this Pluto and Capricorn transit, Nikki, which is such a great point, the destruction and the release and the cleansing out of Capricorn rules politicians, politics, people in high responsibility positions that are not doing the best for the people, okay? So it's going to be really, really interesting. So destruction of things that Capricorn rules, leaders, politicians, government, tradition, are structures of life that have been normal up until this point. Capricorn rules time, the structure of time and space, and the matrix, okay? So this is like the matrix going through a death. Rules and laws, long-term goals, the work that we do. Capricorn rules work and career, what we consider successful, as well as elderly people, okay? So this is another really interesting point that I'm going to get into as well. So for each of us personally, we are personally going through a major death, rebirth, and transformation in whatever area of life. We have 2 degrees of Aquarius to 29 degrees Capricorn, because this retrograde is going to start, has started at 2 degrees of Aquarius. We've got, and I'll just bring up the chart right now. As I'm filming this, why do I have the, oh, May 2nd. Yeah, that was the day that this retrograde started. That's why I have the chart up for May 2nd, even though I'm filming this video on May 12th. So, and Pluto is still, as of right now, on May 12th, as I'm filming this video, at 2 degrees of Aquarius. So Pluto moves very, very slow. He's our outermost planet. So he's going to go from 2 degrees Aquarius, 1 degree, 0 degree, and then to 0 degree. Sorry, what did I just say? 2 degree, 1 degree, 0 degree, and then 29 degree. Sorry, having some brain farts today, you guys. So for most of the time, he will be in Aquarius, but that critical period, and this is what I want to highlight to you guys. I'm not saying this whole time is going to be negative and it's going to be, you know, really, really bad. No, I'm making this video because I want everybody to be prepared mentally, physically, spiritually for that critical period from September 1st to November 19th. That is the Pluto in Capricorn at 29 degrees, okay? Diane says, sounds exhausting. Yeah, and you know, many of us that have been on this consciousness journey, it has been freaking exhausting. So I'm with you, sister, for sure. North Node in your way says, Pluto is such a powerful planet. It is. It's the planet that rules power, right? Such a good point. So true. So, okay, yeah, you're going to want to see, and I'm going to go through in this video 12 sign predictions. I'm going to go through each of the 12 signs, talk about what it means for each sign, this Pluto retrograde, okay? So we're going through a major death, rebirth, transformation in whatever area of our chart. We have 2 degrees Aquarius to 29 degrees of Capricorn. And the signs that are going to be the most affected are going to be the Scorpios, because Scorpios in astrology are ruled by the planet Pluto, and our whole lives are very freaking intense. But Scorpios, be prepared, because there's going to be very big life changes coming your way. And us as Scorpios, and I am a Scorpio, by the way, needing to hold space for our brothers and sisters around us that will be going through huge personal transformations. So if you're a Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, you know, our whole lives have been freaking crazy. We've had a lot of intensity, a lot of drama, crisis, transformation. We're going to be called upon, whether we're aware of it or not, to hold the space for the collectives as the ones that are ruled by Pluto. Okay, so Scorpios, also the Aquarians and the Capricorns, because of course Pluto is going into Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay, and I'll talk about it, what it means specifically for each sign in a few minutes. So how can we best work with this transit? Okay, is to, number one, not be afraid. Okay, because we have to, as we are going through a rebirth of Mother Earth, of consciousness, we're stepping into a light age. birthing is not an easy thing to do, okay? And part of this Pluto ending his transit in Capricorn is that cleansing, is that rebirth that is going to be intense. I'm going to say intense probably like 100 times in this video, but it's necessary for the dark side of life to come to the surface, to show itself fully, to be revealed. That's what Pluto does. He's the revealer. So we can then transform, catalyze, and move into the light age, move into the more positive world, birth that positive world. So how to best work with this transit is not be afraid. Know that the energy will be lighter when Pluto moves fully into Aquarius, November 19th, 2024. And as we get into 2025, 2026, we have astrological transits that are actually bringing lighter influence into the collective. So we can look forward to that, okay? Also, and I'm going to be very candid here, okay? And I'm speaking as a Scorpio. How we can also be best prepared for this transit is to be prepared for any possible scenario, okay? And I'm not a fear-based kind of person, but Pluto, we have not had Pluto in Aquarius fully, which is what we're going to have starting in November, and the end of a Pluto in Capricorn in over 240 years. The last time that we had this was the American independence, the French Revolution. When we have this turning of the wheel of Pluto moving from Capricorn into Aquarius, this usually brings very great revelations into the collective. It also brings revolution, okay, where things can fall apart. Our structures and systems can fall apart. So just being prepared in terms of, you know, preparedness, which to me is not fear-based. That is being practical and just being prepared for any situation. And no, I do not think that this is the end of the world. Okay, but we could see with Uranus at the same time being in his fall position of Taurus, you know, power outages. We could see some food shortages. So just like being prepared in those different ways. This is the dark arts people's last grasp, last chance to try to do something to really scare us and be in control when Pluto goes into Capricorn for the very last time. So just being prepared for any scenario, okay? Which is not a fear-based thing. It's practical to do that. Tim says the US elections are going to be something historic with Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn. Yes. And I'm going to do a whole other set of videos and more content talking about that coming up. But yes, it's going to be absolutely historic and not what people expect, I feel like. North Node in your way says there will be so much change to governmental systems. Yes, Capricorn rules government. Pluto's transformation and change. So 100%, you are right. Another way that we can work with this transit, other than not being afraid, knowing that there's better times ahead, being prepared for any possible scenario, is to do shadow work, okay? There's many different forms of spiritual shadow work, and that's something that you guys can look into yourself. But even shadow work, for me as a Scorpio, shadow work is even just day to day. If I feel that something is not right, calling it out. Or if I know that there's something toxic in my life, not feeding it anymore. Like, you know, shadow work isn't just the spiritual practice of shadow work or the ceremonial practice of shadow work. It's the actual moving through the day-to-day motions of not spiritual bypassing, right? Not being in spiritual bypassing, not being in, oh, everything's just love and light. I'm not going to, if there's something negative over there, I'm not going to focus on that. If I have this toxic behavioral pattern, I'm just going to pretend that that's not there. It's facing the shadow and working with it and moving through it and being authentic and being honest. So I hope that makes sense how I explain that. Doing shadow work in our day-to-day, being honest with ourselves about toxicity or negative energy that might be in our lives. Okay, Scorpio rules toxicity, poison, negative energy, the dark side of life. So being honest with yourself, and I'm going to go through all 12 signs where that might be coming up for each of us, about what do we need to let go of? What is actually something that is, you know, shadow-esque? Or where do we need to do shadow work or come to terms with certain things in certain areas of life? Okay, so those are the ways that I think we can best work with this transit. And I want to bring up as well, really, really interesting, that there's some countries that are going to be really highlighted with this Pluto retrograde transit. First of all, of course, is the United States of America. Surprise, surprise. Okay, we've got in the chart for the USA, which is July 4th, 1776 at 5:10 p.m. when the Declaration of Independence was signed in Philadelphia. That's how we get the USA's chart. At that moment in 1776, Pluto was at 27 degrees of Capricorn. Okay, so in the last couple of years, we have already had the exact Pluto return of the United States of America. That's why shit is so crazy right now in the US, because they're going through a Pluto return. But when Pluto enters Capricorn for the last time from September 1st to November 19th, Pluto will be at 29 degrees, only 2 degrees off and back in Capricorn. So this is a major transformation, renewal for the US. Things are going to be revealed, okay? And in the United States of America's chart, Pluto is in the second house, okay, which is the Taurus ruled areas of life. And Taurus rules our values, Taurus rules money, okay, and things of physical resource and the enjoyments of life and comforts of life. So I think values are going to be very highlighted for the US. Of course, it goes without saying, the financial system is going to be going through a death and rebirth. That's going to be a very highlighted area of life. And the stability of the US is going to be rocked, I think, as it already is. So there's going to be even more changes and revealing around the governmental system of the US, the powers that be, the leaders, what's actually going on with the financial system, the values as well, okay? And it's interesting as well that the US is, I think, getting the most activated by it. But also, Canada has the cusp of her 10th and 11th house at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And the 10th house, in whether it's a person's chart or a country's chart, represents government, politics, leader, the highest levels of success and responsibility. So during that part of the Pluto retrograde, when Pluto goes back to 29 degrees, goes back right onto the cusp of Canada's 10th house of governments and leaders and 11th house of the future and new ways of doing things. We will also see a huge ending and revealing having to do with the governments and political leaders of Canada at that time as well. So Diane B here says, hopefully it rubs off on Canada and our craziness. Yes, USA and Canada will be very highlighted, and the Pluto will be working with them directly. Okay, it's working with all of us, but some people, countries, places, organizations will be the most activated. Also, it's important to note China, the country of China, has its rising sign at 1 degree of Aquarius, okay? And its moon, which represents the people of China, at 3 degrees of Aquarius. So I think China is going to start to transform even more. I've looked at the astrology chart of China, and I don't think that the Communist Party is going to succeed and last very much longer in that country, but we could see huge revolution happening, actually starting before September, because the Pluto retrograde will be exactly conjunct China's rising at, 1 degree of Aquarius, right before he goes into Capricorn. So this summer, I think China is going to be really highlighted. There's going to be really big events, maybe even revolution, protest, change of their system, because Aquarius rules those things in astrology as well. And some collective predictions that I have for this transit that I think I've already mentioned these, but just to say again, destruction of that which Capricorn rules, okay, for our whole collective, our traditions, our governments, our structures of life, leaders, politicians that are in power, rules and laws, long-term goals, elderly people. Okay, now this is a part that I'm not very It gives me no joy to say, but I'm just going to have to say it. Okay, Pluto is the planet that rules death, and my throat is starting to act weird as I'm trying to say this. Pluto rules death, okay, and Capricorn rules elderly people, old people, wise ones. So I think there is going to be, during this Pluto retrograde, particularly in that critical period when he's in Capricorn from September 1st to November 19th, we're going to see a lot of people die. Okay. And I know that that's very morbid for me to say, but particularly like elderly people that are ready to cross over. And I know that that may sound kind of silly for me to say, because you may say, okay, Meg, isn't when you're an elderly person, you're going to die? And that's not really an astrological prediction. But just notice, you guys, in your personal life, in the collective life, there's going to be people that are older, in their elder years, a lot of them dying at the same time. For some of us, that will be more intense than others. Okay, some of us may notice multiple family members, friends, business associates, people we know crossing during that period. And in the collective, we will definitely see prominent politicians crossing. We will see leaders, famous people, because Capricorn rules people of status, okay, crossing. So, and these are people that their time here is done. They don't feel to be here for the shift into the age of Aquarius, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. We're just going to see a die-off. If you're paying attention, a die-off of people, okay, which I know is morbid for me to say, but it's Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn. We could also see elder care, nursing homes being highlighted, something being revealed about that area of life as well, because Pluto is death. Capricorn is elderly people, elder care homes, retirement homes. Maybe something gets revealed around, you know, even more truth of what went on in those places during the past few years, if you guys catch my drift. So that'll be interesting to see. Larry says, death is a delusion. It's a new beginning. Of course, it is not the end. And there will be a lot of people, as you say, Larry, crossing over into the other side, back home, back into the spirit world. But it will, if you're paying attention, it will be noticeable. Okay, it will be noticeable. Again, exposing of powerful leaders, governments, leaders losing their power, new ones gaining power, and exposing of the financial system, because Pluto in astrology rules hidden money, taxes and the tax system, the investing field, inheritance as well. So any forms of hidden money that is not the money that we make in our day-to-day work is going to be highlighted, and things will be revealed about that, and transformations going on with that over this Pluto retrograde period. Okay, so some key dates to be aware of with this transit are, of course, it started May 2nd, 2024, when Pluto went retrograde at 2 degrees of Aquarius. Then we've got September 1st, 2024 is when Pluto re-enters 29 degrees of Capricorn for the very last time in our lifetimes. October 11th is when Pluto goes direct, but will still be at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So this retrograde is from May 2nd to October 11th. And then November 19th is when Pluto re-enters Aquarius, and we are full on in the Pluto in Aquarius transit for the next 20 years. Okay, so those are some of the key dates. And I'm probably going to have to do another video looking at the charts of more in-depth dates with this Pluto transit, because I was doing research for this video and there's just too much stuff. But those are the main days to be aware of. Okay, you guys. So let me know how you're feeling about what I'm saying and sharing so far. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. And hi, Anne, my Scorpio sister. Woo, happy birthday to us. Yes. Scorpio season 2024 is going to be fucking crazy, okay? Because it will be right after the Pluto retrograde. Pluto will still be at 29 degrees of Capricorn for that whole Scorpio season. And there's going to be some intense astrological aspects. So yes, there will be I will be doing lots of content talking about all these things. And Scorpio is going through very big, critical life transformations, things being revealed about ourselves and the things around us. So if you're a Scorpio, and my Scorpio sister, buckle up, okay? I like how, Tracy, you're just like, I'm ready. So, okay, we've talked about the collective, and let me know how you feel about everything I've said. And now I'm going to go through each of the 12 signs, the 12 sun, moon, and rising signs. And let's talk about what this Pluto retrograde transit means for each of the signs, okay? And comment in the live chat or the comments below how you're feeling about this content that I'm sharing. What is your sun, moon, rising? And if anything that I'm saying is already happening for you in your life, even with us being at the beginning of this transit. So, okay, let's start with the Aries, sun, moon, and risings, okay? Aries, Aries, Aries. This has been such a powerful year, a powerful period for you as we have the North Node in Aries. We've been having the eclipses in Aries. This is a critical time, even, outside of this Pluto retrograde, for the Aries and the Libras, the two signs that are, of course, the axis of the eclipses and the nodes right now. For you personally, Aries, this Pluto retrograde is happening in your 11th house and your 10th house, okay? So while Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius, Aries, he is in your 11th house of Aquarius. And when he's in Capricorn, when he goes back into Capricorn for the very last time, he's going into your 10th house for the last time in your lives. Okay, Aries. So let's talk about first what this means, Pluto being retrograde in your 11th house. Retrogrades are all about reviewing and reflecting the areas of life that retrograde is in, the areas of life that the planet rules and the areas of life that the sign is that the planet is in, okay? But this is not, it's not a normal retrograde because it's Pluto, okay? And we actually feel Pluto's energy stronger when he's retrograde. So it's also about transformation and revealing. So for you, Aries, when Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius from May 2nd, which is past, to September 1st, this is your 11th house of friends, group associations, your long-term goals, dreams, and wishes, the future, humanitarianism. So, and this is in the sign of Aquarius. So this is going to be very much about your friends, okay, and your group associations, where Aries, there's likely to be friendships or group associations or communities that you're connected to that are coming to a completion point and an ending point, okay? So Aries, it's important for you to be honest about toxicity, negative energy, because these are things that Pluto rules, okay? Shadow energy, dark energy that may be coming from groups, communities you're associated with, or friends that you have, okay? And let's say, Aries, that you don't necessarily have any negative friends, okay? Not everybody is negative and we need to protect ourselves from, that's not what I'm saying. Your friends can likely be, your close friends can likely be going through a really intense period where you maybe need to be holding space for them. They can be going through a big transformation. Your friends and what you do with your friends is changing. There can be new friends coming forward, okay? But likely that'll be more when Pluto goes direct in Aquarius in November, okay? So this is more about letting go of friends, group associations, secrets, major secrets can be revealed about those areas of life because Pluto rules secrets, okay? And also the 11th house is our long-term goals and dreams and aspirations. So you're going through a transformation around that. You can be going through a shadow work around that. Okay, are your long-term goals and aspirations actually in alignment with your highest good, your heart, or are they coming from ego? Are they coming from a program? Okay, so it's not one of the heaviest houses to have Pluto retrograde, so that's good news. Okay, but then Aries, when Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn, 29 degrees from September 1st to October 11th, he's going back for the last time into your 10th house. Okay, so this can be, the 10th house is work, career, success, how we're publicly seen. Our elders, our parents, our teachers are kind of like elder figures. So there could possibly be some drama or some crisis going on with work. Also, we talked about that with friends and group associations for that matter. Some of you may be ending careers or jobs that you have. There could be something big being revealed about the field that you work in or the job that you have or you yourself. Okay. When we've got Pluto at the top of our chart, usually at the midheaven, but still even when he's in our 10th house, if we've been, doing something a little bit weird, acting a little bit naughty, just in general in life, when we've got Pluto in the 10th house, that can be revealed to the public or revealed to our peers. We could have a kind of like, what's the right word for me to say? I'm having a brain fart with this. Something from our shadow coming to the light that people that we work with learn about us. So secrets being revealed that the public sees about us. So most of you guys watching this video are probably not really like in your dark side. Okay. But yeah, just being honest with yourself about, are you acting weird in any ways? Are you doing any weird behavioral patterns, keeping things behind people's back? You want to be honest about that, because if you're not, and you're continuing some weird behavioral patterns, there could be some exposing going on. Okay. But that's more for the people. I'm just saying that for the people that need to hear it. That's probably not everybody, but it's going to be from September 1st to even November 19th, even after the Pluto retrograde, until Pluto goes back into Aquarius, about your work, career, revealing, and transformation having to do with that. It can also be very highlighted to you, maybe where you've given your power, because Pluto rules power, away in career. Do you even have a career that resonates with you or that you want to do, or that is what you want to be remembered for in terms of your legacy? Okay, so Pluto is going to be revealing that to you. And there could be, new job opportunities, starting a new business, okay, that is in alignment with your values during this retrograde. And particularly, I would say if you're wanting to start your own business and really put that out there, Aries, wait until Pluto goes direct on October 11th in your 10th house. Okay, so that's just my personal advice there. Also, I have to say as an astrologer that because Pluto is the planet of death and our 10th house rules, it's the house of Capricorn. So older people, our parents, sometimes we can see the death of a grandparent or a parent when we've got Pluto in our 10th house, or someone that's kind of like an authority figure or an elder in our life that can be coming up. So, yeah, let me see what else I've got here for you, Aries. Do we have any Aries here in the chat? Let me know. Oh, also for you, Aries, some key dates for this Pluto retrograde are going to be June 11th, which is when Mars, your planetary ruler, is in Taurus in square to Pluto. Okay, so that's a tense aspect. We've got two tense aspects with the malefics, Mars and Pluto, June 11th and November 3rd, when Mars is in his fall sign of Cancer opposite to Pluto. So June 11th and November 3rd Aries and the times around that are going to be critical moments of this transit for you, this Pluto retrograde and this Pluto going back into Capricorn, where you can go through big transformation, things being revealed to you, also empowerment opportunities. So yeah, I love you, Aries, very, very much. And I'm sending lots and lots of love your way. Let me know how that resonates for you, if it resonates for you. And okay, now we're going to move to the Taurus, sun, moon, and risings. Okay. And I am a Taurus rising. Okay. So I'm experiencing this. Taurus, this is what I like to call not normal astrology. Okay. Why is this not normal astrology, Taurus, sun, moon, and risings? Because our midheaven in the solar charts is Aquarius 0 degrees. So Pluto right now, for the whole next year, even 2 years, is on our midheaven, conjunct our midheaven. The midheaven, Tauruses, is the top of our chart. It is where the sun is at his height of power in the day. Okay. It represents how we are seen publicly. It is the start of the 10th house of career and work. So Taurus is kind of similar what I was saying to the Aries with Pluto being retrograde in the 10th house. There can be work changes going on. Okay. And these might even be dramatic in some sort of way, because Pluto is really underrated for being one of the dramatic planets in astrology. Okay. So Taurus is, there's likely to be really big changes in work, career, how you're being seen publicly. Be honest with yourself, Taurus, about if there is toxicity or negative energy in your workplace, with your bosses, with your peers, in your field of work. Okay. A lot of Taurus, sun, moon, and risings are going to be transforming their careers and maybe even stepping into entrepreneurship. Okay. So while Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius from May 2nd to September 1st, that is in our 10th house. And we're going to have Pluto in our 10th house for the whole next 20 years when Pluto goes full on into Aquarius. Taurus, there could also be similar to what I said for the Aries. We could experience a big transformation or even physical death of and knock on wood, I'm not calling this in for anyone, but just saying as an astrologer, grandparent, parent, elder figure in our family, because that 10th house top of the chart is elder people in our life as well. Okay. When Pluto retrogrades back to Capricorn for the very last time in our lifetimes, Taurus is for the very last time in your lifetime, Pluto will go back into your 9th house. Okay. The 9th house is our beliefs. It is the house of Sagittarius. It is foreign travel, our beliefs, religion, our higher consciousness, okay, our luck and relationship to expansion. So Taurus is, there are beliefs that are dying and coming to a completion point, okay? And I've been noticing a lot with clients in my astrology practice, a lot of people are breaking out of conditioning and programming from major religions and even cults that they have been through, okay? Taurus, sun, moon, and risings, this will be a big theme for a lot of you guys, okay? So if you have been brought up in a religion or a cult or a belief system that actually doesn't have, that might even have something nefarious behind it or not positive, that is in alignment with you, that is coming to a completion point, and you can be letting that go during this Pluto retrograde transit when Pluto is back in Capricorn. So there's a release of beliefs that no longer serve. There can be a release of, ninth people is not just foreign travel, but also foreign people, okay, that might be in our life. So paying attention to, what are your spiritual beliefs? And Taurus says, did that actually come from you, or was that, programmed into you from an early age, or programmed into you from social media or something that you thought looked cool? Your higher consciousness is up-leveling your beliefs, and your relationship to expansion is up-leveling. Okay, so this is very profound for the Taurus, sun, moon, risings in particular. And again, not normal astrology, because Pluto is on that midheaven. So it's a very, even though Pluto's retrograde, very empowering time for the Taurus, is very revealing time for the Taurus, is huge life change and transformation with Pluto right on our midheaven in the solar chart. So Taurus, let me know how you guys are doing in the comments below. Love you guys. Okay, now we go to the Geminis, the beautiful Gemmies, as I like to call you. So this Pluto retrograde, oh, and actually, sorry, Tauruses, I'm going to go back to the Tauruses for just 1 second. I forgot to say the key dates for Taurus during this transit that involve your planetary ruler Venus and Pluto are August 29th, when Venus in Libra, Venus in her home sign of Libra, is in trine to Pluto. August 29th and September 21st, which is the fall equinox, and we have Venus square Pluto. August 29th, September 21st, and the days around that, Tauruses, will be critical key points for this Pluto retrograde, where you can be going through really big life changes, transformation, things being revealed to you, empowerment, okay? And I'm going to say this again. This is very special for the Tauruses because it's right on that midheaven. So Taurus, let me say this again for you guys. August 29th and the time around that, and September 21st and the days around that, those are your key dates with this, if you want to be paying attention to that. Okay. All right. Now we go to the Geminis. For Geminis, this Pluto retrograde is happening in your 9th house, while Pluto is in Aquarius until September 1st. And then when Pluto moves back into Capricorn for the very last time, he goes back into your 8th house, which, dun, dun, dun. Okay, this is the house of Pluto. This is the Scorpio Pluto ruled areas of life. So Geminis, okay, which is one of the lighter signs in astrology, okay, have been having with this Pluto and Capricorn transit, Pluto transiting over the 8th house of Scorpio and Pluto. So actually Gemini, sun, moon, and risings, are you guys still alive? I'm just kidding. But okay, what the heck has been going on for you guys since 2008 when Pluto entered Capricorn? Because this is very, very intense. So Gemini's good news is when Pluto moves fully into Aquarius in November, Pluto is out of your 8th house, okay, which is very, very positive and is going to lighten up your life, okay? You're going to feel energetically lighter. And if you've been having a very intense period of your life, it could have to do with the fact that you've had Pluto, the most intense planet, transiting over the 8th house, his house, the most intense house of astrology. Death, betrayal, crisis, near-death experience might have been themes for you over the course of since 2008. Major life transformation and, you know, having to heal, having to do therapy, having to do real deal healing has likely to been themes for you in some sort of fashion. But let's start with when Pluto is in Aquarius, he's in your 9th house. And retrogrades are us reviewing and reflecting the areas of life that that planet sign is in, and the house as well. So this is your beliefs going through a change, okay? And with Pluto being in the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius rules friends and our group associations, you can be very much aware of, you know, are the people around you, are the friends, the groups that you're associated around you really in alignment with your beliefs, or are they not? Okay. So there's beliefs that you are letting go of. There could be foreign people that you are letting go of as well, an attachment to religion or cults or spiritual practices or teachers. The 9th house can be teachers that don't resonate with you anymore. Then Geminis, when Pluto goes back into your 8th house for the very, very last time, from September 1st to, it will actually be until November 19th, even after Pluto has gone retrograde, because that's when he leaves Capricorn. September 1st to November 19th will feel intense again, okay? Because Pluto is right on the cusp, right at the critical degree of Capricorn in your 8th house. So this is going to be something major in your life is coming to a completion point. You yourself are going through a huge transformation. There can be secrets that are being revealed to you during that fall, end of summer, fall period that might be shocking to you, okay? Might be about yourself or others or things in life. A really good way to work with that transit, Gemini, is to do shadow work, to do therapy, to do real deal modalities of healing. And it's going to be different for every Gemini sun, moon, and rising, depending on your, unique charts. We all have completely unique charts, but this will definitely be a time where something big is coming up to the surface. Okay. Some of you may be going through deaths of a loved one or a death and rebirth of yourself. Okay. A major truth being revealed to you about yourself or others or something in life. So Geminis, be prepared for that September 1st to November 19th period. It is going to be intense. Okay. And Scorpio, Pluto in the 8th house does rule hidden money. So you can see once Pluto is actually direct, which will be October 11th, you could have some returns on hidden money, investments, I think, and I'm not a financial advisor, but just saying, Geminis, it would be a good time to actually maybe do some investing from October 11th to mid-November. If that resonates with you, that could be a very highlighted area of life as well. So Geminis, this is also, like what I said for the Taurus, is not normal astrology, because you're going to have Pluto for the very last time going in your 8th house of Scorpio and Pluto. So it's going to be a big bang. Okay. Let me know how that resonates with you guys. And key dates for the Geminis are June 3rd and September 25th, and the days surrounding those key dates. June 3rd is when Mercury, your planetary ruler, is in trine to Pluto. September 25th is when Mercury is in trine to Pluto again as well. Those are going to be times when you can notice, things being revealed to you, big transformation going on in your life, maybe shadow work, a need for shadow work coming up. So those will be the key dates for you during this transit. And I'm sending lots of love your way, Geminis, and happy Pluto retrograde. Okay, Cancers. This is also, I'm going to be saying this for some of the signs, not normal astrology. Okay, because you guys, for the next 20 years with Pluto and Aquarius, will have Pluto transiting over your 8th house of Scorpio and Pluto. So you're going to be going through what the Geminis have been going through. Okay, but good news is, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's not an easy transit, but the good news is Aquarius is a way lighter sign to have as the ruler of your 8th house than what the Geminis had with Pluto and Capricorn. Okay, so yes, Pluto is the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, revealing, healing, the occult and our psychic abilities. But it's going to be lighter, okay, than what the Geminis went through, because you've got Aquarius as a sign that rules your 8th house. So Cancers, when Pluto is in Aquarius retrograde from now until September 1st, he's in your 8th house. He's in the Pluto house retrograde. So there are things being revealed to you about yourself, about the people around you that you're close to, about your life. There are secrets and things from the creepy crawly side of life, okay, because that's just Scorpio, I'm just going to be honest with you, coming forward, okay? This can be an intense period for you, Cancers. And let me know if we've got any Cancers here in the live chat or the comments below, what is going on with you guys, okay? This is a really good time to be doing healing work, therapy, shadow work, because with Pluto retrograde in your 8th house, there's some shit is coming up to the surface, okay? Excuse my language, but there's something that is either toxicity in your life or a secret being revealed or something you're trying to let go of that is coming to the surface, okay? And it's a really big deal. There could be, some cancers could be going through the death of a loved one, okay? Because it is the 8th house of death. It is the 8th house of inheritance. It is Pluto, the ruler of that there. Okay, we've got North Node in your way, Cancer Sun, yes, feeling it. So shout out to you. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, this is going to be very, very intense. And I'm also feeling intuitively to say, with you guys having Pluto transiting over your 8th house of Scorpio and Pluto, you're going to be very, and you guys are already very energetically sensitive and psychic. You're going to be even more in tune with your spidey senses with this transit than a lot of the other signs. I'm feeling spirit say that a lot of you, even though Scorpio isn't necessarily associated with dreams, you can be having prophetic dreams about what's actually going to be happening in the collective for the rest of the year. You can be having, your psychic abilities can be like very, very strong. It could be freaking you out. That could be part of it, Cancer, is like your spirituality and your intuition is on fire. And that's something you can't deny anymore, so to speak. North Node in your way say, I am divorcing, so that is on point. Tough, intense times. Yes, Scorpio is one of the signs that rules divorce. Scorpio is crisis and release. So Cancers, and it can be different areas of life for you guys. There is a major release of something that doesn't work for you anymore going on, okay? It doesn't mean your life is over, it's all bad. That's why I'm saying it's good to be doing healing work, because Cancers, there's something intense going on for you guys, okay? Big time. And then when we've got Pluto going retrograde for the last time in our lifetimes, back into Capricorn, he goes into your 7th house, okay? So, and North Node in your way, thank you for sharing that. That makes total sense, because this is a lot of Cancers ending relationships, okay? 7th house is our committed relationships and marriage and our committed business partnerships. 8th house is our soul contracts, the people that we merge with, our marriage partners as well. A lot of Cancers will be ending committed relationships and having to come to terms with that. And I'm going to be honest, it's not easy. There's something about it that's not easy, okay? Because it's Pluto and you guys are Cancers. So you're very, very empathic. So Cancers, it's very important during this time, whether you're letting go of a relationship or whatever it is, having your boundaries up, doing the healing work, staying present, because you guys are very empathically psychic and sensitive to begin with. So being honest with yourself about the people around you. 7th house Libra is the people around you, your committed relationships in love, in business, people that you have committed to, okay? And there can be endings and transformation happening in those areas as well. The 7th house is also our style, our fashion, and our aesthetic. So some of you Cancers might be feeling like changing how you look, how you present yourself, letting go of maybe certain colors or styles that you wear. Yeah, I know that may sound silly, but it is important how we present ourselves, and we do attract what we put out there. So just something for you guys to be thinking about. L88 says, Cancer Sun, riding the wave. Maria, the Cancer Sun and rising in my life is definitely in a healing mode for shadow work with emotions and issues. Wow. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah, intense for the Cancers, for sure. Okay, I'm sending lots of love your way, Cancers. And for, Pluto being retrograde for all of us, this is not an easy transit. This is very deep shadow work in whatever respective areas of life this is activating. And instead of spiritual bypassing and going, oh, I'm just going to focus on the love and light and I don't need to focus on Pluto. We can work with it. We can proactively work with it. This is the astrological weather of what is going on. So there's a portal going on with Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn for the last time for us to majorly release something that doesn't serve us anymore. Okay, so Pluto is actually trying to help to up-level and empower us, not punish us and, ruin our lives. So, okay, let's talk Leos. Okay. And sorry, you guys, I'm going to go back to the Cancers for a second because I forgot to mention the key dates. Okay. So Cancers, the one key date that I had for you is August 19th, because you guys are ruled by the moon. Okay, your planetary ruler is the moon. We're going to have a very intense full moon in Aquarius on August 19th with Pluto retrograde at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So August 19th, Cancers, and the days surrounding that can be key dates for you during this transit. There can be big life events, transformation, renewal, revealing happening for you in the areas of life that I just mentioned. Okay, now we're going to move to the Leos. Okay, Leos. This, first of all, Pluto is in Aquarius. Aquarius is your opposite sign. Okay, so Pluto is giving power to Aquarius. During the Pluto and Aquarius transit, he is going to oppose your sun, moon, or rising, or any Leo placements that you have. So this is, and it's over the next 20-year period, but you can look up online if you're like astrology nerds like me, you guys, Pluto in Aquarius degrees dates, and you can look up when exactly Pluto is going to be in an opposition to either your sun, moon, or rising. That's going to be a critical time that you're going to want to be aware of. That might be an intense period of your life. Okay, so yeah, Pluto is in your opposite sign. So when Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius from May 2nd to September 1st, he is in your 7th house. And that is where Pluto will be transiting over for the whole next 20 years, other than when he goes back into Capricorn for the last time. And he'll be in your 6th house. So with Pluto retrograde in your 7th house, Leos, similar to what I just said for the Cancers, this can be a major ending, completion, cleansing of committed relationships in love and business that aren't in alignment with you anymore. So there can be Leos going through breakups, going through divorces, going through, and not to say that every Leo and Cancer is going to have a breakup or divorce. If you are in a relationship that's in alignment, this is a time of healing and you and your partner's shadow work coming to the surface. Okay, so there's something to work through. There's something to transform. So your committed relationships are going through a release and a big transformation. Also, your aesthetic, how you present yourself, your style can be changing big time as well. And then when Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn from September 1st to October 11th, but also until November 19th, which is when he goes back into Aquarius, this is going to be highlighting, and it's the last time he's going to be in your 6th house, your health, your routines, your day-to-day work, also your pets, okay? So for some Leos, there could be pets that cross over to the other side. I know that's very sad for me to say. I don't want to think about that, but there could be some pets going through a death rebirth process, or maybe new pets coming into your life, a transformation of the type of pets that you have in your life. This is an amazing time, Leos, from September to November to do a cleanse, okay? Because Pluto is the planet that rules cleansing. Deep, real deal cleansing. And the 6th house is our physical health and our nutrition. So I'm not a medical expert. Do whatever resonates with you. But if this was my astrology, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Risings, I'd be like, okay, this is the perfect time to be doing a cleanse. And actually in the medical astrology, your body will be able to do a cleanse easier when we've got the 6th house activated. So some of you can be really feeling to cleanse, to change your routines, to let go of health routines that don't serve you anymore, that might have even been toxic or negative for you. 6th house is not just our pets and our health, but it's also our day-to-day work. So a lot of Leos will be changing jobs, leaving careers, transforming their day-to-day work as well. And Lakeside Laura says, fall is a great time for cleansing. Yes, that's a really good point, Laura. Fall is one of our natural times of cleansing. So Leo, something for you guys to be thinking about, okay? And some key dates for you during this transit are May 22nd, July 22nd, and September 1st. May 22nd, because the sun, your planetary ruler, is in trine to Pluto exact on a full moon in Sag. That's coming up really soon. July 22nd, because the sun is in an opposition to Pluto. And September 21st, because that's the fall equinox and we will have an exact sun trine Pluto. Those are dates where you can notice the energy, the influence of this Pluto retrograde stronger for you. And there can be major transformation, revealing, renewal going on in your lives. Okay, so sending you guys lots of love, Leos. Happy Pluto retrograde. Okay, now we're going to move to the Virgos, which I don't know why. Whenever I talk about the Virgos, I just want to start going into a British accent for some reason. So Virgos, your energy makes me want to start talking in a British accent because you guys are you're very put together. You're usually very posh. You've got your shit together. You know bullshit. And I guess it just reminds me of a British accent. I don't know why. Okay, so Virgos. This Pluto retrograde, while Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius from now until September 1st, is going to be in your 6th house. So similar to what I just said for the Leos, okay, this is an amazing time from now until September 1st to be doing a cleanse, in particular, a physical cleanse around your food, supplementation, because Pluto is a planet of cleansing, removing toxicity and parasites and yucky, ducky things out of our body. And the 6th house is our health and routines and nutrition. Also, from now until September, Virgo, some of you can be ending jobs, careers, day-to-day work that you've been doing possibly with people, in groups of people, or with friends, because that's Aquarius. And you can be thinking about actually new jobs that you're wanting to be doing that are more in alignment with the age of Aquarius. You can be kind of having those realizations while Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius in your 6th house. Then when we've got Pluto going retrograde in Capricorn for the last time in our lives from September till October, this is going to be in your 5th house. And the 5th house rules our inner child, our children, our relationship to fun, celebration, how we showcase our gifts and talents to the world. So it's a good time to review and reflect on your sense of fun and your creativity. Maybe there's a creative project, whether it's personally or professionally, that made you feel empowered that you stopped doing. Pluto is going to reveal that to you, and you may start doing that again. If you have children, your children are likely to be highlighted. There can be a very big life transformation going on with one of them. And Pluto being the planet of power and empowerment, particularly when he goes direct over your 5th house, so that's from October 11th to November 19th, you can feel more confident to put yourself out there to the world with your gifts and talents that you have. That would be a really good time to start a business, to put something new out there, publish a creative project. So yeah, Virgos, the key dates for you are June 3rd and September 25th. June 3rd, because Mercury, your planetary ruler, is in trine to Scorpio, and September 25th, because Mercury is in trine to Pluto. So around those days, those are going to be key dates for you during that transit, where you can notice the energy of the Pluto retrograde. The things that I've described may be more heightened for you guys. So I'm sending my Virgos lots of love from my British accent that I'm doing for you guys, and happy Pluto retrograde. Okay, who have we got next? The Libras, the lovely, lovely Libras. So for you guys, while Pluto is retrograde in the sign of Aquarius from now until September 1st, this is happening in your 5th house. So similar to what I just said for the, was it the Leos? No, it's just the Virgos I was talking about. So Libras, this is a good time to actually do inner child healing work for the Libras and for the Virgos, because Pluto is all about healing. It's all about facing the truth about yourself and your psyche. So doing inner child healing, very, very powerful time for that. Your children, if you have any, can be going through a really big transformation. You may be realizing, do you want to have children? If you're a Libra that hasn't had children yet, is children something that you want to have? Okay, that can be really highlighted for you. Some of you may even be getting pregnant during this time, okay? And especially when Pluto goes direct in Aquarius over your 5th house for the next 20 years, starting in November, Libras will be extra fertile than usual in the medical astrology. So you're reviewing and reflecting on your empowerment around your gifts and your talents, how you show them out in the world. If you have children, they can be going through a big transformation. It's a good time to do inner child healing. And then when Pluto retrogrades back into Capricorn for the very last time in our lifetimes, he will be going back for the last time in your 4th house. Okay. This is an angular house. This is a critical house. This is the 4th house is the bottom of our chart. It's our emotions. It's our private self. It's our home, and it's our family. Okay. So with Pluto retrograde in your 4th house, Libras, for the very last time, you can be intensely reviewing and reflecting on where you live, the home that you live. Okay. Some of you may be realizing, you know what? I maybe don't want to live in this place that I've been living. You may be wanting to move. There could be a very big transformation or even death happening within your family. Okay, so your parents are highlighted, your siblings are highlighted, your family of origin is highlighted, your country of origin is going through a transformation as well, big time. And it's a really good time to be doing emotional healing work with Pluto retrograde back in our 4th house, because likely we can be feeling more emotional. There could be secrets being revealed about your family, your country of origin, the place that you live, the house that you live in. So let me know how that resonates with you guys, Libra. And the key dates for you are August 29th and September 21st. August 29th, because your planetary ruler Venus is in trine to Pluto, and September 21st, because that's the fall equinox. And your ruler Venus is going to be in an exact square to Pluto. So around those days, you can notice the influence of this Pluto retrograde stronger than some of the other times. So I'm sending lots of love to you, Libras. Happy Pluto retrograde. Okay. Now to my fellow Scorplings, my fellow Scorpios, sun, moon, and rising. And I am a Scorpio sun. Scorpios, our whole lives have been really freaking intense because we are Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. So crisis, death, transformation, intuition, healing, the shadow side of life. This is nothing new to us, okay? Our planetary ruler is Pluto, and Pluto is going retrograde into Capricorn for the very last time and is entering a new sign November 19th, where he will be in for the next 20 years. So Scorpios, we are moving with Pluto, and we are having very big changes, revelations, renewal happening in our life in general. Okay. And this will be different Scorpio to Scorpio because it's our planetary ruler. But Scorpios, buckle up and be aware that we've got this Pluto retrograde happening. And yes, we do have Pluto retrograde every year for 6 months. But Scorpios, I want you to be very, very aware from September 1st to October 11th is when Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn for the last time. That is going to be a critical time for us where it can feel like there can be a lot going on. And Spirit wants me to say this. I'm not trying to call this in, but there could feel like there's a breakdown going in your life in some sort of sense. There's something major coming to a completion point. Scorpio, sun, moon, risings, if you are doing any kind of weird stuff, okay, and sometimes Scorpios, we can be tempted by the dark side of life. Okay, if there's anything weird or toxic that you're doing in your life, cut it out now. Okay, cut it out. If you need to go see a therapist and you need help with that, go get help with that. Okay, because when Pluto goes retrograde in Capricorn for the last time, if we're being like in the dark side of life in any way, in addiction, in any kind of weirdness, you're going to get a kick in the ass. Okay, I'm just going to tell it to you like it is. So Do the healing work now if there's anything funny going on in your life that you know is really toxic that you're feeding into, okay? This Pluto retrograde is happening on our IC at the bottom of our chart. So the Taurus is our opposite sign is having it at the exact top. We're having it at the exact bottom. This is a time for healing, okay? Like as if we haven't had enough of a need for that. And okay, that's maybe why that's interesting because spirit just gave me such an intense feeling of having a breakdown. Okay, I just felt that intuitively. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had a breakdown. I am a Scorpio. I have had a couple of like actual breakdowns in my life. With Pluto on our IC at the bottom of our chart, this is like there could be an emotional breakdown, okay? Particularly when Pluto is back into Capricorn, okay? So taking care of your mental health. This is Scorpio, such a good time to be seeing a therapist, a spiritual psychotherapist, a shaman, an elder. Our emotional issues, because the fourth house is our emotional issues, our familial issues, our family issues, our ancestral issues are coming right to the surface. Okay, Scorpio. So don't shy away from that. It's a really good time to do healing work around that. While Pluto is in retrograde in our fourth house, there could be something major being revealed to us about our family, where we live, our country of origin. Where do we want to live? Okay, a lot of Scorpios, like the Libras, will be wanting to move, changing where they live. And actually, when Pluto goes direct in November, that will be a really good time to maybe purchase a new home, move somewhere new. You're in the experimental phase of that now, from now until September. Actually until October during this whole retrograde. Just being open if you do want to move, whether it's a country or a town, look into your different options. Okay, so I would say, and always do what resonates with you, Scorpio, sun, moon, and risings, but I would wait until Pluto goes direct on October 11th until, buying a new home, purchasing a new home, because that's Pluto retrograde in our fourth house and on the cusp of our fourth house. When Pluto goes back into Capricorn for the very last time, he's in our third house, which is our local community, our siblings, cousins, our friends, what we learn, how we communicate, also the house of social media, third house and 11th house. So this could feel like a busy, busy time when Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn in September and beginning of October, where there's like a lot going on. There's a lot going on with your friends. If you have siblings, there's things coming up with your friends, your own mind. There's a lot going on. It could feel harder to sleep, Scorpios. Okay, so it's good to review and reflect on how you communicate, and is that actually empowering to you? And who are the people that you have around you, and are they actually empowering to you? What is your relationship to your local community? And does that community even resonate with you? Are they empowering to you? Is there a way that you could be empowering them that you aren't already? So that's going to feel like it's just going to be a crazy Scorpio season. And we'll talk about that more, Scorpios, when we actually get closer to the Scorpio season. So the key dates for you, Scorpios, are like the whole freaking transit, okay? Because it's our planetary ruler. So Scorpios, let me know how you're doing in the comments below. And I'm sending you guys lots of love. Tim says, Meg, how will this affect your trip to England, sacred sites with Jens? So yeah, the Sacred England retreat that Jens and I are doing in July will be during this Pluto retrograde while Pluto is in Aquarius. So, Pluto retrograde is a really good time for healing. So actually during our England trip, we're going to be doing a lot of different healing practices, healing ceremonies, and it's going to be really amplified and stronger. So yeah, it's going to be actually good for our England trip, I think. Thank you for bringing that up, Tim. Heather, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate all your support, and I'm sending you a great big hug your way. Nice to see you here. Okay, let's move to the Sagittarius sun, moon, and risings for this Pluto retrograde, okay? Saggies, for you guys, this Pluto retrograde is happening in your 3rd house and also your 2nd house. While Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius from now until September 1st, it is in your, well, he is in your 3rd house. Okay, so similar to what I just said for the Scorpios, there can be a transformation going on in your local community, your relationship to your local community, your friends, your siblings, your cousins, how you communicate, okay? And with Pluto being in the sign of Aquarius, which is the other sign other than Gemini, 3rd house that rules Gemini, that rules friends, your friends, Sagittarius, are very, very highlighted. And I'm actually getting a strong intuitive impression right now that some of you Saggies, and let me know in the comments if this is accurate, are having friends that might be going through a crisis or a breakdown or a spiritual awakening, okay, where you are maybe needing to hold more space for them than usual, okay? So your friends are going through a big transformation. There could be friends that you're letting go. There could be, also big transformation and spiritual awakening going on with siblings or cousins. Yay, that's awesome. And you can be transforming as well what you learn, what you're interested in learning, what you study. You guys can be really interested in maybe the occult and conspiracies and dark side of life. And it's actually a good time for you to be researching those areas of life. So some spiritual things that you might not have looked into before, you can be feeling drawn, you very smart Saggies, for looking into those areas. Jill, thank you so much for your super sticker. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you guys so much for all of your support. I love you guys so much. Jill is going to be coming on the England trip, so I'm so excited to meet you in person, you and your husband, Steve. It's going to be so, so great. So thank you so much, Jill, and see you very, very soon. Also, Saggies, when Pluto retrogrades into Capricorn for the last time, he will be in your 2nd house for the very, very last time. So this is a transformation of your values and how you make money. What you put value to, is that values that has come from yourself that actually resonate with you, or were those values that were programmed into you from somewhere else? And your work and how you make money can be going through a big transformation. Okay. We've also got key dates for you, Saggies, are going to be, well, I've got one main key date is going to be June 2nd. That is when your planetary ruler Jupiter is in a trine to Pluto. Okay. So June 2nd and the days surrounding that, you can be feeling this Pluto retrograde influence stronger than usual. It is a 6-month transit. Okay, you guys. So it is it's a long planetary retrograde. So Saggies, I hope what I said resonated with you. Really good changes happening for you guys, and you're going to feel empowered. There's new revenue streams with Pluto being retrograde in your 2nd house for the very last time, coming forward to you, and you letting go of old ones that don't serve anymore. Okay, now we move to the Capricorns. And Capricorns, you guys are kind of like the stars of the show, okay, when it comes to this transit, because we have had Pluto in the sign of Capricorn since 2008. So I've talked to a lot of my friends, my family that are Sun, Moon, Rising in Capricorns, my clients, soul family that are also Capricorns, and I have my moon in Capricorn. We are ready for Pluto to be out of Capricorn. Can I get an amen? Pluto is almost out of Capricorn. We've just got one last time, okay? So Capricorns, this is going to be the last taste. And I know we're like so done with this because Pluto being a malefic planet in Capricorn, which is a malefic sign, is very, very intense and heavy. And a lot of Capricorns did not make this. Okay, I know that sounds very morbid, but a lot of Capricorns did not make this. When I talk to people and that have had loved ones pass over, a lot of the times I hear Capricorns that they were Capricorns. A lot of Capricorns died during this transit or went through a total life crisis, death, new life transformation. It's been a really big deal. So Capricorns, we're going to have a little party, okay, November 19th, when Pluto goes fully into Aquarius. So Pluto in Aquarius for Capricorns from now until September 1st is Pluto Aquarius retrograde in our second house. So similar to what I just said for the Sagittariuses, okay, this is a transformation and release of revenue streams, income, work that doesn't serve anymore, and also values, okay? Your values are changing. There's going to be a lot of Capricorns going through their spiritual awakenings during this time. And probably if you're listening to this video right now, you've probably already had your consciousness expansion, spiritual awakening. But I'll be honest with you guys, a lot of Capricorns, it's hard for them to step into spirituality unless they have something else counterbalancing that in their chart, because Capricorn rules the matrix and the structures of life. So Capricorns, your values, your internal compass is transforming, and it makes sense based off of everything that you've gone through the past 15 years with that intense Pluto being in your sign. So be open to new ways of making money and income and abundance when Pluto goes direct in Aquarius in November. That's very, very exciting. Then from September 1st to October 11th, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn for the very last time in your life. Okay. Now, we've already been going through this for 15 years, but Capricorns, there's likely to be, and actually, it's interesting. What Spirit is making me feel is you can be feeling really reflective during that time of what you've gone through the past 15 years. And it would actually be good during that time to, and even this whole transit for that matter, to reflect on what you've been through, to integrate what you've been through, to maybe do healing work with what you've been through, some of the crises and life transformations that you've had happen, to integrate it. Right? There could be something major coming to a completion point, or something else being revealed to you guys that last time Pluto goes into Capricorn. So just be aware, Capricorns, September 1st to October 11th, last Pluto retrograde in your sign, in your life, and the energy is going to feel way lighter when Pluto is direct in Aquarius, full on, starting on November 19th for the next 20 years. And key dates for you Capricorns, I actually don't have any key dates because your ruler Saturn isn't making any really intense aspects to Pluto, which is a good thing because those are the two malefics. So we'd rather not have that. This whole transit is key for you, and you're likely to be, as I said, reflective of the last 15 years. And as I've been saying so much in this video, do healing work, do shadow work, integrate what you've been through so that you can move forward with that Pluto power that you've been activated by. So love you, Capricorns. Okay, we got two more signs. Aquarians, Pluto is going to be retrograde in your sign. So you guys are going to go through, well, actually, yeah, he's going to be retrograde in your sign from now until September 1st. And in the solar charts, he's right on your rising. Okay. So this is, you're about to have Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years in your sign. And you Aquarians are so lucky because us Capricorns have gotten kicked in the fucking ass. Okay. Because Pluto's malefic, Capricorn's malefic, Aquarius is not a malefic sign. Okay. So yes, you're going to be going through major life transformation, death, rebirth, empowerment, but it is going to be nowhere near as intense as what the Capricorns just had to go through. So just thank your lucky stars for that. Okay. But with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius from now until September, this is right on your rising sign. Okay. This is right on your ascendant. So this is about how you show up to the world, how you present, and it's a good time for you to review and reflect on that. Are you showing your true self to the world? Okay. We are about to enter Pluto in Aquarius. We are on the precipice of the age of Aquarius, and we need you guys to be your Aquarian, weird, eccentric selves, to be the way showers of this time. So if you are feeling uncomfortable with who you are, if you are feeling uncomfortable with how to present yourself, do healing work, do shadow work around that. Work with this transit by actually being yourself. Okay. There's going to be, people are going to be drawn to you with Pluto on your ascendant. There's new soul family, there's new soul friends, there's new even soulmates coming into your life when you be your true self. Okay. When you don't hide your weirdness and your eccentricity and who you really, really are. Okay. You know, with Pluto being in your first house as well, not just on your ascendant, but in your first house, your physical body, your physical health, how you appear is highlighted. Okay. So you may be feeling a lot of ascension symptoms in your body. Spirit is making me want to say. So doing extra earthing, grounding, just taking extra care of your body is very, very important. Then when we've got Pluto retrograding in Capricorn for the very last time in our lifetimes, okay, he's going back into your 12th house. 12th house is kind of similar to the 8th house of Scorpio and Pluto. These are the two houses, well, also the 4th house of Cancer. All the water houses are kind of secretive. They're kind of behind the scenes. Okay. Thank you, Anne, so much for the super chat. Mwah. Love you. So Aquarians, from when Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn for the very last time, this is going to feel trippy. Okay. Because you've had Pluto in your 12th house. There's likely been some already very intense life situations that you've had to go through. This is going to be trippy. This is going to be dreamy and very, very spiritual for you from September 1st to October 11th. Focus on your dreams. It would be a good time to do dream work. You can be having prophetic dreams about the future and how to move ahead and connecting to your weirdness and your spirituality. And I just keep hearing Spirit say, be yourself, be your authentic, weird, eccentric selves, and don't apologize for that. So Aquarians, I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but Spirit keeps wanting me to say that. When Pluto's back in your 12th house, you may feel more tired than usual. It's good for you to get extra rest, extra sleep. It's good for you to be visiting sacred sites. It's good for you to be fully like in your spiritual practice and spiritual connection, because the 12th house is spirituality and dreams and creativity and being behind the scenes. So Aquarians, yes, be yourself out in the world, and it's time for you to step out. But when Pluto goes back into Capricorn for the last time, September and October, I invite you to spend some time alone, spend some time behind the scenes, maybe go on a spiritual retreat and see what that has to reveal to you. Very powerful time of revelation, increased spiritual connection, your intuitive abilities turning on, and getting prophecy, dreams, and insights about your future where you guys are like the way showers, okay? So I hope that resonated with what I said. And we don't have any key dates based on your planetary ruler because Uranus and Saturn, your planetary rulers, aren't going to be making any strong aspects to Pluto. So, but it is a really big deal for you with Pluto being in your sign from now until September 1st. So I hope what I said resonated, Aquariuses, and let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. I'm sending so much love your way. Okay, and last but not least, we have the Pisces, the very magical Pisces. This Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, when Pluto's retrograde in Aquarius, from May 2nd to September 1st is in your 12th house. This is your house, the 12th house of Pisces. Then when we've got Pluto going retrograde in Capricorn for the very last time in our lives, he will be in our 11th house, okay? So this is going to be a trippy time for you where Aquarius is things that are weird and different and eccentric and not normal. Pluto is the revealer. He's a very spiritual planet of transformation. And in your 12th house of spirituality, Pisces, you guys are already very spiritually connected and intuitive. This is a good time to maybe try some totally new spiritual practices that you've never tried before. Okay, there can be really cool new spiritual community, because Aquarius rules community, spiritual community that you're getting in touch with. You can be releasing spiritual people in your life that maybe don't serve you anymore. Okay, just because someone says they're spiritual, and I think all you guys know this, it goes without saying, doesn't mean that they're necessarily a good person, or doesn't mean that they're necessarily like ascended or enlightened. Okay, Pisces, so there can be revealing going on for you around the spiritual people in your life. And I'm saying the people in particular because Aquarius rules, community, friends, spiritual organizations you've been a part of. There can be a revealing around that. And maybe you guys let go of spiritual teachers or community that you've been connected to, but there will be good ones, even better ones, and more transformed ones coming through when Pluto goes direct into Aquarius over your 12th house for the next 20 years. So there's new soul family and like-minded community coming into your sphere. So that's very, very exciting, and heightened new gifts that may seem weird to you creatively, spiritually. So that's cool. And then when Pluto goes retrograde in Capricorn for the last time from September 1st to October 11th in your 11th house, this is interesting because it's Pluto in Aquarius and then Pluto in Aquarius in your 11th house of Aquarius. So Pisces, there can be, again, friends that you're letting go, group associations, community that you're letting go. That's going to be a really big theme. And Pisces, you don't need, I'm hearing Spirit say, you don't need anybody to tell you how special you are or how spiritual you are. You don't need anybody to be spiritual. I don't know why Spirit is making me want to say that right now. You are already so magical, so creative. You don't need anybody to affirm that to you. Okay, you don't have to prove that to anybody. You are beautiful, beautiful beings. So I feel like there can be a letting go of whether it's spiritual practices, but I feel in particular spiritual community, teachers, people that you've had around that maybe have been leeching off of your energy, have maybe been like saying that they're your teacher or your guide, but you're learning something from them when actually you're sharing more energy with them. Does this make sense what I'm saying, you guys? I'm like feeling this very strong. So just being very discerning, Pisces, of the people that you have around you. I'm feeling that so strongly right now. And there can be change, cleansing, and transformation happening with that. Also, when Pluto goes back into Capricorn for the last time in your 11th house, that's your long-term goals, your future vision, your aspirations. There can be a completion point going on with that and a transformation of your long-term goals as well. So you guys are very, very magical, and you don't need to prove that to anybody, and you don't need to sacrifice yourself to anybody. Okay. Feeling that very strong for you guys. So, okay, I've gone through all of the signs. Oh my gosh. How is everybody feeling? I hope what I said resonated. Thank you guys so much for the super chats that gave super chat donations. And thank you all just for showing up live or whether you're watching the replay. I hope you really enjoyed the content in this video. And yeah, it's going to be a very intense transit, but we need Pluto sometimes to cleanse things out, to reveal, to bring things to the surface so we can move forward in a lighter direction. So before I finish up, I just want to say big, big thank you again. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my Meg Moonbeam YouTube and Rumble channel. If you'd like a personal astrology consultation with me, those are available at the link in the description box of this video. And Jens and I are doing our Sacred England retreat this July of 2024. We've got a couple spots left. So if you'd like to learn more or sign up for our England retreat, the link is also in the description box of this video. And we're going to be visiting sacred sites for 9 days with like-minded soul family. It's going to be absolutely magical. I can't wait to share the magical lands of my ancestors with everyone who's going to be coming on the trip. So yeah, Happy Pluto retrograde, everyone, and I will see you all very, very soon. Mwah. Love you.